you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 45 minutes after the hour.
Welcome back from our second commercial break. This is Paraversal Universe on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. Also heard on WCET-FM, Amelia Pisano Productions, and the Rift Radio Network. We're your hosts, Kevin and Jennifer Malek. Before we get back to the show, we want to tell you all that we're on Twitter as the NWPS and MeWe as Paraversal Universe. Our like and group pages on Facebook are under various headings as well. Having said that, check out our Society's like page on Facebook, the Northern Wisconsin Paranormal Society Limited, as well as Jennifer's like page, Jennifer Malek, Psychic Demonologist. And there are two Facebook group pages on Facebook we want to tell you about. The Ultimate Conspiracies group page is one, and the Lake Monstrosities group page is another for aquatic mysteries and wonders. Feel free to, feel free to join them both. We would love to see you there. This segment is brought to you by the book Trail of the Sasquatch, A Shaman's Journey, by cryptozoologist and Iroquois shaman Don Young, who is also a member of the NWPS. Check out his Facebook group pages Kindred Forest and Indigenous Americas. Any comments for this week's show can be addressed in the live chat room. Let's get back to the show. This is Paraversal Universe, and we were talking to Daryl Marston from Breaking Paranormal and Alice X. King from Living Paranormal Magazine. And they are both with the American Ghost Hunting Show and Paranormal Warehouse. Can you both still hear us?
Yes.
No, what was that?
All right. So, when we left off, we were talking about the show, your show, and different facets of it and whatnot. And I get what you're saying. Like, for us, when it comes time to do this, because we're excited to be collaborating with you guys on this.
Yes, we are.
Same here.
And, one, like you guys, we've seen so many YouTube, different, videos and whatnot, people going out and they'll call it a paranormal investigation, and it's really just, a group of people doing ghost box all night or something like that.
Right.
There's no diversity. They're not really there's with us, we want to bring a lot to the table because we do different. I mean, we're organized. When we're investigating, there's different sweeps that got to happen. We have a nerve center set up.
Yeah.
We're trying different things. I could see, keeping 3 or 4 hours totally busy. In fact, we were talking about the locations during commercial break, and maybe even started off with a tour from the owner of the establishment would be cool.
Well, what we were going to do, not to cut you off, before we go live on the YouTube show, we were going to bring, like, anybody who's doing these investigations, any teams, we're going to bring you on the Facebook channel. That's where the 500,000 people are right now, and do like a 30-minute type interview with you guys. And then that'll get a lot of people interested to jump over to YouTube and watch the YouTube and live investigation. So what we would do is we'd bring you on for about 25, 30 minutes, talk about the location, interview whoever's with you, just, get everybody knowing who you are. And then once we cut from there, we could jump right to the YouTube show in a few minutes after that and go live from there. So that would, set the playing ground for what you guys are going to see on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was my idea.
Yeah, that was Alex's idea.
Good idea. Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. That's even.
Yeah. So you're going to be on two different formats, pretty much at the same time on Paranormal Warehouse, and so that way it gets everybody interested, gets them pumped up and ready to go for this live investigation coming on the YouTube channel, which is, it's the direction we're heading right now. So.
Right. So I have a question for you, for the both of you from chat. How do the both of you handle pranksters, either in person or in a live stream? And have you ever caught somebody faking something?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Personally, I've never caught anybody fake. I mean, I've had my suspicions. Don't get me wrong. I've never been able to prove it. But as far as negativity or pranksters and stuff like that on live feeds, you get at least one a show. Especially, I mean, on our live show we do every Sunday, we don't have any problems on there anymore. We did, months back, and you kind of have to roll the punches, but we have such a very dedicated audience. They usually take care of it for us. When they see somebody in there being stupid, they'll weed them out real quick, because that's what they do, and they're really good at it, and that's why we love them so much. But when it comes to a live feed from an investigation, people got to understand too. You'll get the people who are like, "Oh, I can't see anything, I can't hear anything," blah 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 blah. Okay, this is what I'll explain to people once again. This is an actual real live investigation, guys. This is not what you see on TV. This is what it's really about. These people are doing an investigation, and usually the Paranormal Warehouse family, which are the people, the 450, 500,000 people who are dedicated followers, they'll usually weed them out for you. So we have that on our side. I don't know about Alex. What do you think?
Well, in terms, I mean, I wouldn't really say from my investigative experience, I've never had pranksters. I've had troublemakers, but not pranksters. Well, I mean, we had one guy who was a friend of ours, but he wasn't taking things very seriously, and he kept like knocking on things because he thought it was funny. So to get him back, we locked him in a room and watched him on the live CCTV while we basically scared the poo out of him. So we just so to get him back, we just we made him void his bowels, as I cannot swear. And I mean the main issue we have is just people not really contributing, not really getting into the spirit of things. We've had that before, and we've had it before where we've had to ask someone to leave because they're just not, we're nice people, but I mean they just weren't getting in, they weren't right for what we were doing, and they were just being very negative, and we had to ask them to leave. And as soon as they left, the investigation was brilliant. We got some of the best evidence we've ever captured, so it shows you the impact they were having. And I mean, people, again, this isn't anything to do with what people are doing on purpose, but people's imaginations run away with them sometimes. I mean, we had one girl with us once. I say girl, I mean she was 19, so we don't have anyone under 18 on an investigation, unless there's certain circumstances, as in we've known them since they were young, and but there was this one girl we had with us who was 16 when she first came with us. But that's because Helena basically brought her up. But there was this one girl who was started crying and saying the spirits are getting angry and they're going to get us. And I was like, what the hell are you going on about? Because this is a location that this is probably our 10th time that we've done it, and there's nothing negative about it. And basically I happened to be wearing this necklace, and it wasn't spiritual. It was just some Celtic design thing. It wasn't anything. There wasn't anything spiritual or religious about it. It was just, some surfer kind of thing. And I just said, well, this is protection. Put this on and you'll be safe. And she was fine for the rest of the investigation. So it was basically a placebo, and it worked.
Right.
Well, yeah, placebos have their place.
Yeah, I have caught people. I can remember one time on an investigation. This had nothing to do with Paranormal Warehouse or this is way before then, that I was on a live investigation, not on video or anything, but we were with a group who was holding an investigation at a place called Fort Delaware. And there was a table that got hit and moved, and apparently it was a spirit that did it and all, and it freaked everybody out in the room. I was in the next room over, and I heard it, and I heard everybody there screaming and yelling. Well, a couple of people were videotaping, and we went back and reviewed the videotape, and you could see one of the investigators actually kicked the table to scare them and acted like it was a ghost doing it. So yeah, now that I remember that I did catch that.
Yeah, most haunted was it a couple Christmases ago. Actually, usually the shows are pre-recorded. This one was live, a Halloween special. Forgive me, not a Christmas special. It's a Halloween special, one or the other.
It was a Halloween special.
Yeah, but he had the rope tied around his belt buckle and back, and the idea was that something was gonna pull him on the stairs, Right. And when they did that, you could see the rope. And of course, that's live. And someone notices it, right? And points it on social media, and that goes viral. And, yeah, I mean, people will try stuff. For us, we take what we do so seriously that we would never do anything to risk our reputation.
Right.
If, as far as getting evidence while the show is happening, while the live stream is happening, if you can get evidence, that's awesome. But, I wouldn't bank on it.
Right.
And truthfully, you can watch a whole episode without getting evidence, and it can be entertaining and it could be educational, as long as it's done well. And a little planning goes a long way. Know how much time you got to work with. Know like these. Here's the tools we want to use. These are the things we want to try. These are and have some backup, some things back, like we got so many different pieces of equipment, and it doesn't all need to be like, state of the art newest gadgets.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A good recorder will go a long way. I mean, the digital recorder, that's great. People love hearing, EVPs and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, we've been lucky with live feeds so far. The first live feed we ran on Paranormal Warehouse, as far as the American Ghost Hunter show, was back in August of last year. And I was there. I was lucky enough. It was a very, very good investigation at Madison Seminary up in Madison, Ohio. And we actually were investigating with Chad Lindbergh and Michelle Bellinger. And we went and we were investigating with Michelle Bellinger at the end of the night.
She's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
she's definitely a paranormal expert.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody remembers Paranormal State, she was on there for a few seasons. She was like their resident psychic. The investigation we did with her later in the night, we did one with Chad earlier in the night. We did one with Resident Dead, which is Adam Kimball and Rebecca Kirschbaum and all those guys earlier in the night. But the one we did with Michelle, which was in the asylum part of Madison, we got so much great evidence on a live feed as far as EVPs that we were getting. And it was just in the moment EVPs. It was amazing. So we've been very lucky so far with our live investigations, and I hope we keep rolling with that. But like I said, too, people, that you're seeing a real investigation. You're not seeing TV. You're not seeing all the dramatics. So sometimes, I mean, I've been to some of these crazy places where you get all this crazy stuff, and you can come back a week later and you get nothing. So it's kind of roll of the dice.
Yeah, that's we have less than a minute.